What's going on, guys? JPP2 here. Hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. And for today's gameplay, we have a Prank Kids versus a Floowandereeze, with my opponent playing Floowandereeze going first. Now, before I jump into the gameplay, I do apologize for not being able to upload a YouTube video yesterday, nor could I stream yesterday. I had some important company over at my house, could not get out of it, so unfortunately, could not do anything about that. Another thing I want to talk about is that the decklist video for the 60 cards prank kits, I will be uploading it soon, so you guys can watch out for that, along with a 60 card prank kits Thunder Dragon decklist that I will be doing as well. With that being said, let's get on right with the gameplay. This guy started with a cracked hand, okay? Cracked hand meaning he had map, he had advent, he had the small bird to go into his full combo. So map into token, pitches the Rabina, Rabina comes on the field, and he instantly advents out the Rabina to search for a barrier statue as well. So, sorry, he searches for an Eaglin, and then with the Rabina itself, he searches for a barrier statue. So again, cracked hand. This is the first card this guy added to his hand from his deck, okay? At this point, and this point only, can I Drool and Lockbird him. So obviously, we are going to Drool and Lockbird him in this same chain, because we do not want this guy to go full combo on us. Drool and Lockbird comes up, it resolves as well. Now, once the Drool and Lockbird resolves, that means the Eagling cannot search for any card from his deck and add it to his hand. But the problem with this is that if he hard started with a big monster name in his hand, we are still in a really bad spot, because he has not committed his normal summon to the play. As you guys know, he did all of this through his map. And unfortunately for me, fortunately for the opponent, he did start with a big bird name in his hand. Now, this is not the be-all end-all, okay? We do have a Dark Ruler in our hand, and as long as Skill Drain gets flipped over, we should be good to go. So once the Apex comes on the field, he gets the Eaglin back into his hand, and he ends his turn with that. Now, thankfully, again, with this play, he did not have Dreaming Town set on the field, so at least we can combo. I draw into a Corridor. Now, Corridor means that at this point, we will be able to go into our Colossus, because I'm going to start my combo off with Roxy's. This was my assumption, okay? My full play in my head when I saw the Nemesis was I'm going to start my combo with Roxy's, we're going to pitch out the Dropsies into the banishment pile, and once I'm done with my full Butler combo, I will go into Corridor and card search lock my opponent through my Thunder Dragon Colossus. Now if the Colossus somehow gets taken off of the field, we still have Skill Drain, we still have 2 Butler pops. That was the whole play I had mapped out in my head. So on the normal of the Roxy's, my opponent goes full combo again, because it is a Floow player. Obviously, it is not my turn, it is our turn. Now, the saddest part about this for the opponent is that he does not know how to play Floow properly, okay? If this was a seasoned Floow player, what the Floow player would do at this point would, seeing the prank kits and a card set on the field, they would instantly search for Ryza, okay? Not the Empen. You search for Ryza, bounce your opponent's normal summon prank kits, because prank kits rely extremely heavily on their normal summon. But no. This guy, he is just playing Floow because it is busted right now and people have PTSD watching this deck. They just scoop out of pure annoyance when they go up against this deck going second if they don't have an out to it. So that's the reason why this guy's, I'm assuming, he's playing it. He searches for Empen. Out of anything, he searches for Empen. Stry, he's going to banish out the Advent, and he goes into Empen now. Empen will search him for, I believe, an unexplored at this point. This is the worst play the opponent could have made, okay? He already had the Omni. He thought he was safe with having the Omni, and the Empen serves as a negation for any Link monsters as well, so he thought he was good. But little did he know. Little did this guy know. He even puts the bear statue on the field from his hand. So obviously, the first thought that comes into our head, Dark Ruler no more the opponent's entire field. So we're gonna Dark Ruler him. It goes through, obviously you cannot respond with monster effects to Dark Ruler, and then we start going off into our combo. I do exactly as I said. I even draw into a Droolan Lockbird for my next turn in case my opponent tries to do his combo next turn as well. We're gonna chain block with our Diddle-Doo, our Graveyard activation. Fortunately for me, my opponent did not have any hand traps in his hand, so I managed to do my full combo. We're gonna pitch out the Diddle-Doo. We're gonna get 2 cards from the graveyard into our hand. Now guys, keep in mind if you guys are ever pulling this combo off, okay? Also, this video is a 60 cards deck list for prank kids as well, so another thing is that. But if you ever Dark Ruler no more your opponent, you cannot go through Lampseize, okay? Lampseize activation condition is that it needs to burn your opponent for 500 first, and then and only then can you draw you could special out a monster on the field. If you cannot burn your opponent, you will not be able to special a monster on the field. Dark Ruler no more states that your opponent does not take any sort of damage this turn if you do use that card this turn. So that is the reason why I am not going into Lampseize. I cannot do a 2 Doodle-Doo full combo, 1 card combo. Again, restriction on the Lampseize. So we can only do a 1 Doodle-Doo combo. And we're going to activate Pranks. We're going to pitch out the fancies that we got from the Doodle-Doo, get a token, and you guys will see right here, even though I can go into my second Doodle-Doo, I can't because again, Dark Ruler no more, I did activate that card. So that's the reason why Bow Wow Bar comes straight away after the first Doodle-Doo. This drops his activation, really putting a copy of Lampseize on the field. Because again, throughout the full combo, we did not have Lampseize on the field or in the graveyard at all. Okay, we need to put this card on the field. Unless you start with a Pranks or Panda in hand and you decide to pitch it with your fancies, then you should be good. But in this case, you need to put Lampseize on the field if you want to go into Butler on your opponent's turn. We're going to activate the Corridor, recycle the banished card, go into our Colossus. Now Colossus, I did face up defense even though my opponent's field is negated, is because this card is a 2.6k attack. I cannot whack over any of these cards, okay? We cannot whack over any of these given cards. And this card right here, we need to kill this turn itself. Otherwise, the skill drain activation can be negated with the Apex Avian. The Butler's first pop can be negated. So he could even negate the Butler's second pop if he so wishes to do so, if he has some interaction like a Call by the Grave, right? So I decided to go into my Predaplant Verte Anaconda again because I knew my opponent did not have any hand trap whatsoever. So I'm just going to put my Butler on the field this turn itself, face up, attack. I'm going to kill the Apex Avian this turn, not the Empen, because Empen can still be negated via skill drain on my next turn. So with that, I kill off the Apex and I set down my Pandemonium and my turn. With that, at the end of the turn, I start recycling my cards. Again, you guys realize over here, this is extremely important. The Pranks recycle is extremely important. You guys need to know which cards you have to recycle depending on the play you make with your cards. I know for a fact I'm going to pop open skill drain. So me having Meowmoo in the graveyard is useless because if Meowmoo's in the grave, the Butler field pop on the field gets negated anyways. So I recycle my Meowmoo. That's the most important aspect of this. Draw into a cross out. With that, we end our turn. The opponent turns come about. He starts his turn off by activating a Pot of Extravagance. I do not do anything to that. I allow that to go through. Then he activates the Unexplored from his hand that he searched for in his last turn. Then he activates Map, goes off into his combo. He pitches Advent, puts the Stry on the field, and to this, we are just going to instantly pop open our skill drain and say to our opponent, what you got at this point, bro. So he gets the Eaglin back into his hand. We don't care much for it. Stry gets negated. Sorry, I do not pop open my skill drain at that point. I allow that to go through. I wanted to negate out his Eaglin search. I wanted him to put as many small birds on the field as possible, so that way when my Butler pop goes through, his whole field gets taken off. So we activate skill drain, and then after skill drain activation resolves, I use my Butler, pop my opponent's field completely. He has no cards in his hand, so he sets down a card, passes his turn. We draw into a Dark Ruler, not that great of a card, so we just activate the Thunder Dragon Fusion in the grave, banish it, draw into a search for a Fansies. Our Meowmoo is already recycled off, so we can still full combo. As you guys know, Prank Kids can play extremely easy under Skill Drain, and there can be only one, so we do not care much for this. Skill Drain, however, kills off the opponent completely. Rabina chain block with the Eaglin. Rabina comes in the field face up attack, so that means we just have more stuff we can whack into with our own cards. He gets the Eaglin plus the token back into his hand. Don't care much for it. The Rabina is going to fizzle out. No more search, no more special on the field. No more normal on the field afterwards. Then we go off into our Meowmoo, activate the Fansies, and with this, the opponent knows he's cooked. Game's over. He scoops. And I did this while going second because the opponent does not realize which is more important to do versus a Prank Kids player. That's going to be it for today's game, guys. If you guys do enjoy this kind of videos, please consider hitting the like button, subbing to my channel for more daily Prank Kid video uploads. And if you guys are interested in the live version of all this, I do live stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/jpbduel. Link along with my schedule and a link to my Discord will be in the video description itself for you guys to check out. This is JPBduel signing out for today. I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Peace!